It's just a beautiful venue, really intimate, excellent beer and excellent food, and really incredible music.
I absolutely love their quirky and intimate vibe.
The musicians love the place, and so the audience love it as well.
So we're in the music.
Yeah. Everyone thinks we're a couple. I don't know why. You know.
We've been best friends since school, so we'd always talk about how amazing it would be to have a venue, the kind of venue that we'd like to hang out.
Yeah.
The kind of place where we'd like to go to listen to music.
Well, it reminds me a bit of playing at the Bluebird in Nashville. There's not much separation between the audience and the person who's singing, which is a really cool thing for the performer as well as the audience, I think. And it sounds really good too.
We have a bit of a philosophy here that I've tried to create. My favourite moments at Green Note are when you forget that there's anything between you and the musicians, and when you kind of break down that barrier between the performer and the audience. Something really magical can happen in the room, and that's where we get our atmosphere from. It's a real pleasure to see a lot of the musicians come through here go on to bigger and better things. Sometimes they get a little bit too big to come back to our little tiny room that we love so much, but quite often they come back anyway and just don't tell that many people about it. It's a great feeling to feel like you've been a part of that journey to that kind of success.
There are plenty of things about the Green Note that make it exceptionally special as a venue, and not least the two women, Evie and Risa, that run it. Everything that they do seems to be done very gracefully and very effortlessly. You know, all the way from DIY to the big decisions, they're doing it all themselves.
We wanted to create a scene, bring a community to us, and there is a scene out there. I think we've tapped into it, but also created it as well.
This is not a business you do for the business side of it.
You've got to do it for the love of it.
For the love of it.
You just feel amazing vibrations. You just feel great when you're here. It's actually very, very rare, I find, in London to be at a place with so much heart.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Friday, it's 8 p.m. It's virtually Green Note. We hope you are well and that you've had a good week. My name is Nick Harris and I'm one of the audio engineers here at Green Note, and it's my great pleasure to be presenting some amazing singer-songwriters from around the world. So without too much waffle, let's get on with the show and introduce the three amazing artists that we have for you this evening. Firstly, from broadcasting from Cambridge, I know that many Green Note regulars will know her very well. Please welcome Polly Paulusma. Hey Polly, how you doing?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. How are you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Not too bad. Getting there.
Nice to see your cheeky little face.
Yes, yes. I so need a haircut now.
Don't we all, darling?
Right then, and I've realised I've just got the order wrong. Oh, it's one of those days.
It doesn't matter. I'm happy to go. I'm happy. I'm happy.
All right.
It's good. I'll go first.
The ball's yours. The ball will be yours in a minute.
Lovely.
It's been one of those sound checks, everybody. We haven't had one of those sound checks for quite a while, but it has been one of those. So,
okay.
Secondly, let's do it like this. Broadcasting from Connecticut. Sorry, I had to say that very slowly. It was very hard to say earlier. Please welcome Rachel Sage. Good afternoon to you, Rachel.
Hello. Thank you for having me. It's so
Great
lovely
to have you
be
with us.
here.
And finally, coming from Brighton, as many of you may have seen her, I think, perform at the Romeo and Michelle Stoddart sort of Magic Numbers show. I think that was last Sunday, or time dilation is very, very strange during lockdown. Please welcome Astrid Williamson. Good afternoon, good evening, Astrid. How are you?
Hi, Nick. How are you? Yeah, it was, I don't know, it feels like a while ago now, but I think it was only 10 days.
Yeah.
Something.
Dear.
A couple of weeks
All very
ago.
strange. Right then. So, for those of you who haven't been with us before, the format is that of a writer's round. So what happens is that each of the artists performs a song in turn. We'll do that a couple of times. We'll have a little break in the middle for ice cream and sort of fizzy drink. And then we'll go around another couple of times, and that'll sort of be it. So Polly is now going first due to my ineptitude. So please welcome to the virtual stage, Polly Paulusma.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I won't be having wine. I mean, I won't be having ice cream in the interim. I'll be having wine because my lovely husband just brought it down. I'm actually broadcasting from my garden shed in Cambridge. And hubby just brought me down a glass of wine to the end of the garden. How nice is that? Anyway. Maybe he wants to keep me here for a while. The peace and quiet. Anyway, I'm going to play you a song called She Moves in Secret Ways. On a river of sighs, a boat came towards me, a flimsy disguise. Covered the devil who sang from a song sheet of how modern life's a bore. In his choir boy's attire, he sang me the life to which good girls aspire, where men in white coats give us pills to tame the horses that stamp on our floors, and pills for when the horses have bolted out the door. It's hard to explain, I don't like hanging on to reins in my hands all the time. I'm running out of trails, worn paths don't lead to where I need to get to every time. She moves in secret ways, and there is grace and poised perfection when she takes the helm. She moves in secret ways. Yay! Now the house is on fire. The rats are all screaming, the horses are tired. They think they're still dreaming 'cause the barn doors are open, the crossbar is hanging in the wind. So the devil sings higher. Oh, just look at what you're doing, yeah. He's joined by a choir of doctors and statesmen who plan their sorry lives to the last day's end. But look at all the happy things that happen by accident. It's hard to explain, I don't like hanging on to reins in my hands all the time. I'm running out of trails, worn paths don't lead to where I need to get to every time. She moves in secret ways, and there is grace and poised perfection when she takes the helm. She moves in secret. Days gone by, I thought I had it all filed in little boxes. Now I find I never had control, just took little chances. Now the devil's downstream, he's singing to someone, my horses are free. They answer to no one, untethered, they roam on the unmarked land. In my house there's a calm, a peace has descended, no need for alarm. It's as she intended. I'm through with trying to fight the things I don't understand. Accept my sweet surrender to the greater, better plan. It's hard to explain. I don't like hanging on to reins in my hands all the time. I'm running out of trails. Worn paths don't lead to where I need to get to every time. She moves in secret ways, and there is grace and poised perfection when she takes the helm. She moves in secret ways. She moves in secret ways. She moves in secret ways.
Beautiful.
I was singing along to that, Polly.
No, me
I love
too.
that song.
Polly, I remember that song when we first met and we played that kooky TV show. And that
yeah, it was a
became
very
my favorite
weird
song
one.
of yours, so thank you for pandering.
That's my pleasure. It's from my very
Beautiful.
first record. It's like my first
Yay.
baby.
We're all in agreement.
Oh, good.
Well, I know this is all about compare and contrast, and you know, we have a lot of diverse musical direction among us. So I'm going to save the guitar for a little later. This is a song that I wrote a couple of years ago when I was recovering from cancer, but as you can see, I am in full remission now, and I'm absolutely fine. So you can clap at home for that. But this is about hope and always remembering that the blue sky never goes anywhere. It is there all the time, even when the clouds obscure it. This is called Blue Sky Days. Blue sky days, white oceans open embrace, gold sun rays, red moonlight's God-given grace. But I don't know where I'm going, I can't see straight. The line upon the pavement is a moving snake. Feel hope in the dark, reaching out. Recklessness and anger's rushing out my mouth. Oh, oh. Gratitude. How could I forget you? Bare feet in sand dunes, melodies from old-fashioned tunes, minty embed, wisdom that's over my head. But I don't know where I'm going, I can't see straight. The line upon the pavement is a moving snake. Feel hope in the dark, reaching out. Recklessness and anger's rushing out my mouth. Oh, oh. Gratitude. How could I forget you? Oh, 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 oh. Gratitude.
sky days, white oceans open embrace, God's sun rays, red moonlight's God-given grace. But I don't know where I'm going, I can't see straight. The line upon the pavement is a moving snake. Feel hope in the dark or reaching out. Recklessness and anger's rushing out my mouth. I don't know where I'm going, I can't see straight. The line upon the pavement is a moving snake. Feel hope in the dark or reaching out. Recklessness and anger's rushing out my mouth.
Rachel, I love that song. This is the first time we've met. We've not met before. Polly and Rachel have a connection, and me and Polly have a connection because we wrote a song together. Yeah. And so it's like the 5 degrees of separation in the music business.
It is, and also Rachel and I both took that audacious move of setting up record labels.
Yeah, I've got a label too. We've all got
you have
labels.
one too. Well, there we go.
Yeah.
And it's quite a thing, isn't it? It's quite a thing, like taking on, I don't know, taking on that responsibility, and taking it on with other people as well.
You have to wear a lot of different heads.
Yeah.
That's the thing, I think.
Comes with the territory, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you have to be like mean Astrid sometimes. Well, with myself, not with anybody else.
I've never seen you being mean Astrid.
Okay, all right. So I was going to play an oldie. This is one I haven't played for ages. So this is from an album called The Day of the Lone Wolf. Like a thorn across the temple, or a cradle in the dust, like a moment lost forever, like the faithful who are cursed. Yeah. Back home. But you took a piece of my heart, and then you wore it like a pin. Time I'm falling down, it's good, should it be easy? And if it's easy, is that good? Did you do it just to please me? Or just because you knew you could? When I reached for you, every time I'm falling down, maybe next time when I reach for you, maybe I'll bring you back home. I'll bring you back home. I'll bring you back home.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I find it really interesting, like the way people pick instruments. Like that guitar is so suited to your voice, and there's all these like your voice has all these cello like tones, and the guitar has all this resonant loveliness. It's like a big warm. It's like a great big hug. The whole
This
thing.
guitar, I got this guitar in 1993 or 4.
Something.
Something. And it's changed. It's changed a lot.
Has it?
It no longer thinks it's a tree. I think it's slightly becoming a guitar now.
It's lovely. It's just.
Are
goes
we
with your
all
voice, you know.
producers?
Yeah.
Yeah, by the sounds of it.
Nice. I picked up on that right away from you, Polly.
Yeah,
These are the
Polly's
things
my
we think about.
go-to. When I have trouble with technical things, I ring Polly up, actually.
I don't know. It's fucking blind leading the blind. That's what.
Absolutely.
But yeah. What about you, Rachel? Have you always produced your own stuff, or have you ever worked with other people?
Often, mostly. I started out, this is kind of a quirky story, but
Go on then.
I'll tell it quickly. I was given a 4-track tape recorder for my bat mitzvah.
Oh,
and
wow.
The rest is history. So I was bouncing tracks and fancied myself a young Howard Jones.
Uh-huh.
I had synthesizers and drum machines, and now I'm like organic folky girl. But back then I was like, I was super electronic-y.
Do you
Who
ever
knew?
get? Well, you might. You never know. You might dip your toe in the lake again.
I smell a collaboration.
I do too. I think so. Anyway, it's my turn. Shit. I remember watching Kath doing this, Kath Williams, a few weeks ago, and that's exactly what she did as well. Oh, fuck. Now it's my turn. Damn. Right. I was so busy listening that I didn't tune up. So this is my second song now, and I'm going to do... I was toying up which one to do to make sure there was a nice contrast, but I think this is going to be nice. It's like... It's a bit of a kind of... It's like a hymn to family life, really. Which has been quite intense the last few months. For any of our listeners who might have, you know, families going on, kids. You know, it's been a mixed one. It's been wonderful, and like moments of, oh my God, get me out of here. But I wrote this song when they were quite small, so I've got hoofing teenagers now. I know it's hard to believe. Child bride. I think that's all right. Anyway. Oh, there's a bit kind of jazz up here. It's called Lynchpin, and it's from my third record, which is called Leaves from the Family Tree. It's got this kind of shimmery bit at the beginning.
In the morning when I wake up and remember where I've landed, I can close my eyes and visualize exactly what I'll see. Sheets bundled round you, creases crisscross your face like a map of your dreams, just for a moment or two. And in the morning as I fumble for the radio alarm clock, and form a barricade to stop the world from flooding in our room, we reach out our feet, legs all in a tangle, the bedclothes all mangled and strewn, just for a moment or two. Let me love you always, hold your hand on the warm days, light a fire on winter evenings when it's cool. You're my linchpin, my soulmate. What began on that first date took me years to realize it was the story of our lives. And in the evening when I'm up the stairs bathing our children, their tiny nightclothes lie in piles of pink and purple on the stairs. A hello from you, well, it's enough to make him scream and shout and find they're caught unawares, just for a moment or two. And in the night time when I'm lying right beside you and you're breathing, well, it reminds me of the boy you were and what you have become. No more if only, no more if I could, but only look what I've done. It's making a man out of you. Let me love you always, hold your hand on the warm days, light a fire on winter evenings when it's cool. You're my linchpin, my soulmate. What began on that first date took me years to realize it was the story of our lives.
Woo!
Epic,
Sexy
Polly.
number for my husband.
Wow.
That's lovely. Did your husband love that, Polly?
That was his request.
Was it?
Spectacular.
What a lovely man.
Yeah.
Oh, he puts up with a lot, I tell you. It's got to be allowed a song or two every now and again. Hey, do you tell people, if you write a song about them, do you ever tell them? Or?
Never.
50-50.
I don't dare.
If it's good, I do. If it's
Yeah,
bad,
exactly.
of course not.
Yeah,
Are
if
you
it's all like,
kidding?
you're the gorgeousest person in the world.
not.
I value my life.
No, I actually don't. Although I did make a list once of, you know, all the songs that were written for particular people.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to put in brackets particular men. But no, just particular people. And just to see how many songs. who
like,
got the most songs?
Is it like a frequency chart? Could you do a bar chart?
Yeah.
It's much
I
harder
actually-
to write positive songs about people, I find, than to write the angstful,
Oh
kvetchy
God,
ones.
yeah. Of course,
Maybe that's
it's
just me.
much easier to write moany, sad songs. As we will see.
Yeah.
Astrid, you had a line in your song, and it has stuck with me. It was something like, is it good because it's easy? Is it easy because it's good?
If
Is that
it's
the
good,
line?
should it be easy? And if it's easy, is that good? Oh, thank you.
And it helped me, as Polly said, we're obviously playing off each other. I never write a set list. I never know what the heck I'm going to do. But it prompted me to think of this one next. This is my token cover song, I guess. We're supposed to do one cover somewhere in the set. And you will not recognize it because it is a cover of an old Yiddish classic.
My favorite kind.
Called Umru Meine. And Umru Meine means my unrest, which really, I think, resonates with that line because it's, all about it not being easy. And perhaps the lovers depicted in this particular Yiddish ditty are reaching across great chasms of distance. That's what I imagine. So this is called Umru Meine. And I learned it to impress the great actor and singer Mandy Patinkin when we were both playing a benefit for the National Yiddish Theater in New York City. This is your Yiddish lesson for the day. And it's actually pretty easy, so by the end I hope you'll sing along at home. Wer kennt die Schönheit von einem Verstehen? Wer kennt den Schein von deiner Augen sein? Und die zerrissen werden soll sein Herz verfreit. Und die zerrissen werden soll sein Herz verleiht. Du, Umru Meine, du, Umru Meine, du. Now this is the translation of what you just heard. Tell me why I long so much for you. Never a day or evening passes by without thoughts, dreams of you who are my heart. Without thoughts, dreams of you who are my life. You, my unrest, only you. You, my unrest, only you. Je denk ich, so ein Nacht dir sang, es geht doch nicht weg an Nacht der Tag. Und noch ich trag von dir und noch ich träum von dir, von dir, Leben meinst du, Herz in mir, du, Umru Meine, du, Umru Meine, du, Umru Meine, du, Umru Meine, du. Thank you.
You were channeling
mixing
some
it
kind
up.
of Lou Reed. There was like a bit of Lou Reed being channeled in there.
Yeah, it felt very New York to me.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I once had a friend of mine worked at the Y in New York, and I was staying there for a while. I was spending a few weeks there writing, and she was so amazing. Her name's Rachel, and she allowed me to have a room with a piano at the Y. On the upper, I think it's the Upper West Side or Upper East Side, I'm not sure.
Yes,
can't
the
remember.
92nd Street Y, I know
That's
it well.
the one. Is that on the West or the East Side?
That's where I take my yoga classes.
There you go. Well, it was fantastic, and I got to practice and play on these beautiful pianos while I was over there, and it was one of the funnest times. I felt very, I don't know, it's kind of cool to be in the Y, you know.
Oh, I love it.
So that's my Y slightly Yiddish story. Slightly. That counts. I don't think that counts really. I had a keyboard that broke down yesterday, a couple of days ago. Every time I touched the pedal, a random E would just go crazy. So my beautiful friend Candy has lent me her keyboard, which I kind of wish I had it set up like Rachel, so you could see my fingers running across the keys like a little mouse. Anyway, but thank you, Candy. So this is a request, so I'm going to play this song for my friend Candy, who lent me her keyboard. keyboard at very short notice. Bless you. This is for you too. If you see the man, if you see the man, tell him I heard all the things he had to say. I know all those regrets must be hard to bear. When kindness pours its ache out on a garland sand, well, love just drags your insides out across a Grand Canyon. You're inside out if you see the man. Give him back all things he laid down at my feet. Tell him it was only his heart I wanted to keep. And how can you be eloquent and wise and good when love just leaves my shell mute? An echo that I loved once, I loved this one, and kindness led you by the hand around your room where love just drags your insides out, your inside out, your inside out. And there are no words to comfort you, no words that you can use, no words to make it easier to bear. No words to make it easier to bear.
Gorgeous.
Thank you. It's an old one. That's a really old one. I saw a comment from who said, Astrid, is that Astrid from Boy For You? That song was on Boy For You, which was actually released in 1998. So that really is a long time ago. But is that really the same person?
Hey, you're
You're
doing
like,
something.
yes, and I look exactly the same.
I look identical.
I'll have what she's having.
Oh, dear. I'll have some of your wine, Polly. I didn't bring any. That was silly.
It's really... the second half might go a bit sping. We'll see
I
how
might
we
have to
go.
get myself something in the break.
I'm definitely going to get something, and I think I may even
Rachel,
change my
me and you.
outfit.
Yeah, we need to join Polly, don't we?
I love being able to, I'm really nosy. There's something really good about lockdown, about being able to see inside everybody's house.
This is not actually my house. This is
where
a
are you?
rental
So
in
you're in
Connecticut.
Is
But I've
did
made
you
it my
Did you
own.
just get out of there as soon as it started getting scary?
I was actually on tour with Howard Jones, and we were in Pittsburgh when
much fun.
the edict came to basically lock down and not go anywhere, and our tour was abruptly ended. And of course, you know Meredith, my beloved tour manager, Polly, and she lovingly schlepped me back to her hometown, New Haven, Connecticut. So that's where I have been ever since. And now we are neighbors. So I'm very, very lucky to be near my best friend.
So what, have you got a little flat in New York that's just covered in dust at the moment? Or?
Yeah, kind of. Maybe I'll dedicate a song to her in the next set.
Yeah. I know, I was really lucky. I got away with the tour. I feel like the musical equivalent of Indiana Jones. I literally me and Annie Dresner played a gig at the Green Note, for real, in the beautiful venue, right at the end of February as part of our tour. And literally, I think about a week later, we were so lucky. So.
No, I know, all my stuff, I was meant to be playing Piano for Dead Can Dance, and that got cancelled, which is a shame. But
Life will
South
return.
America, that would have been nice. They'll maybe do it again. Hopefully it's shit.
Is this our break time? I forget.
I don't know. I think
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, we've got to stop talking.
So I don't want to interrupt rudely.
Yes, we're just kibitzing away.
I was looking for the break time bell.
You won't find one.
I haven't got one where I am. Excellent. Right, thank you guys. That's been amazing so far.
Thank you, Nick.
We should think any different. I don't know, but there we go. So for those of you who haven't been with us before, what we do now is as I said at the top of the show, we do a couple of rounds and then we have a little break. So we'll just say a goodbye to Polly, Rachel and Astrid for a little moment. We'll quickly do that. And you can put up with my big disembodied head for a second. And what we do is we invite the owners and founders of Green Note, the two people that put all of this together and do the majority of all the bookings and the real 3D venue as well. And we invite them to come up and just have a little chat with you. So good evening, Imi and Risa. How are you?
Hey, Nick. Hey, Imi. I think, Imi, you're still muted. Yeah, there you go.
I know, I'm just unmuting myself. I wasn't quite ready there.
Sorry.
Hello, everyone.
How's it all going?
Yeah, it's a great show tonight, and it's
really,
amazing. Really amazing to have three such multi-talented women on the show. They're singer-songwriters, multi-instrumentalists, record label founders. What else do they say? Producers. They're all
amazing.
just amazing.
Yeah, and it's such a nice mix of music, and I'm loving all the chat, and it's a really, really lovely vibe tonight.
Yeah, good chats, good vibes.
Yeah, really good. So for those of you who don't know, we are here twice a week, every week, Wednesdays and Fridays at 8 p.m. UK time. So please do join us again. We are on all the social media, so if you're not following us on all of those, we're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Spotify. I think, those are all the ones we're on. And we also have a mailing list, so if you're not joined up to that, if you go to our website, you can join up to our mailing list there, and we just send 2 emails out a month, but you get you find out what's going on at Green Note, and well, not much right now, but you'll find out what's going on at virtually Green Note, and when things do start happening at the venue, you'll find out about that too, so definitely join us there. If you're on YouTube, if you hit the little alarm bell,
Reminder button.
Yeah, the reminder button. It sends you a reminder of the shows, so you won't miss a show. Although it is always a bit late. So we also actually on Instagram, if you go to our story, the little countdown, and you can turn that on, and that actually does let you know on time. So that's another way of remembering.
We are figuring it out, aren't we? All the social media. We're getting there.
So the shows, they're live, obviously. Everyone's in their own homes or in, someone else's home, wherever they are. But yeah, we're all live right now. So yeah, it's cool to be watching live. You can comment on the shows, and it just makes it a bit more fun. But if you're not able to watch live, the shows stay on our YouTube page for a week afterwards. So you can always catch up afterwards, or watch it again, or share it with a music-loving friend if they missed it. So yeah.
Some nice comments coming in now. Betty Sue, the lovely Betty Sue, who was on the show last week, says so much woman power.
I know, it's so nice
venue and
having a
artist.
musician. Yeah, I love having
Yeah.
musicians always tune into these as well. I think that's a good
Watching
sign.
each other. Yeah, exactly.
We've got some great shows coming up. We've just announced quite a few new ones this week. A lot of amazing artists, actually. We've got Chris Smither, Beth Nielsen Chapman, Peter Mulvey, Devon Sproul, Carsey Blanton. There's a few who aren't on the website yet, Claudia Aurora and Kajiali Kuyati, so that will be an interesting, more worldy bill.
Oh yeah, someone today just randomly, just after we confirmed Kadieli, sent in a request saying we'd love to see some kora players on the show.
Oh, well, there you
And I was
go.
thinking,
So, yeah.
whoever that was, and they made a nice donation to our crowdfunder and then put that
Oh.
comment, and I thought their wishes come true.
Oh, well, there you go. So, yeah, Kajiali will be with us in a couple of weeks playing kora. He's amazing, so definitely tune in for that. I can't remember the date, but it's, in July. Next Wednesday, our next show, it's quite a British folky show, actually. It's Maz O'Connor, Gilmore and Roberts, and the Magic Lantern, who's kind of jazzy folky. So that should be a really cool, lineup.
Amazing bill.
And then, next Friday we've got two Irish singers, Amy Montgomery, who's incredible, like almost like Janis Joplin, really powerful voice. William Crichton from Australia, who's really, do you remember we put him on last year at another venue, and he's amazing, really intense.
Incredibly powerful and compelling and intense. I recommend that one. And he's going to be having to get up quite early, I think.
No, it's going to probably stay up. I think it'll be 3 in the morning or 4
in Australia, Depends where he is. But.
Yeah. And then another artist who is Amy suggested, so she's new to us, Jealous of the Birds, another Irish artist. So lots of exciting shows coming up. So do tune in again
Just a quick check-in, Reese. Can you hear me echoed, or am I okay for you? Okay, I'm just hearing myself echoed as usual, but I'll live with it.
Or just take the headphones out.
Yeah, I'll take one out. That was it. So I mentioned our crowdfunder briefly, which we've been running for a while to raise money for Green Note, our venue, which has been closed now for almost 4 months. We reached our original target, I think it was last week, with a lot of help from Michelle and Romeo Stoddart, who organized an amazing fundraiser. So that helped us reach our original target. And then we've got a stretch target now, because it looks like we're going to be closed for a lot longer. So do sort of check that out if you feel like supporting the venue. But more importantly, for these virtually Green Note shows and for supporting the artists, we're not selling tickets for these shows, but we are taking donations. We are gladly accepting donations. The recommended donation is £10 per show, and the donations for each night are divided 4 ways between the 3 artists playing this evening, and then the last quarter goes to Green Note and to cover our costs with running the shows. So we really appreciate whatever you can manage to donate, and that will help us keep this series going. Okay, I think I'm cutting out now.
No, you're not.
I'm not, okay.
But the PayPal link is in the...
to say the best way to donate is via PayPal, and the links are everywhere, on YouTube, on Facebook. But if for any reason you don't have a PayPal account or prefer to pay another way, just drop us an email and we'll figure something out. But I think that's all in terms of announcements for now.
Cool. Should we get back to the music?
Let's get back to the music.
Cool. Enjoy the show. Rest of the show.
Thank you, guys.
See you soon.
Thanks, Nick.
I'll see you later. Cheers. Goodbye for now. So we'll just say goodbye to them. Right then. I think everybody is ready. I'm just going to have a quick look backstage, and I think, yes, everybody's prepared. So let's welcome back to the stream. Please welcome back Polly, Rachel. Oh, go on. Oh, no, hang on. There we go. Rachel disappeared for a moment. And Astrid.
Hi.
Good. Rested? Ready? Ready to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Been noodling around.
Brought my percussion this time.
Oh, okay.
For seamless segues, hippie segues.
Oh. slightly out of sync, playing along, possibly. But
Oh,
you know,
God.
we'll see if
No playing along. Only on by itself.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's my blood pressure slightly lowered there for a second. Excellent. All right, let's get on with some tunes. So, Polly, over to you.
Hello. I was a bit cheeky and went into the YouTube chat to say hello to everybody.
That is loud. It's
Very
fine.
nice gang in there, all nattering away. It's brilliant. Yes, the Green Note is like more than a venue. It really is a community. I really hope everyone can help keep it going. My heart dropped a bit in me when you just said that about the venue possibly staying shut for a lot longer. I guess it's pretty hard to do social distancing in a very cute little place. And part of the loveliness of it is the bundling at the bar and the sort of licking of each other that goes on down the corridor. These days will return. The days of bundling and licking will be back. Until then, here's a song. This one's quite grim. It's not. My beloved cousin died, and I loved him very much, and he was whip smart, I think they call it, don't they? So this song's about him. He died of MS, but too young. He was 49 and left kids and stuff. It sucks. And we all really miss him still. So this one's for him. It's called Light Up the Way.
All my life you were the clever one, erudite, wit-rich, a second son, sleight of hand matched by sleight of tongue. The way you've gone, the way we'll follow. Can you light it up? Can you light it up good? Can you light it up? Can you light it up good? All my life you were the brilliant one, love like wildfire catching everyone. Now you'll never be old, and you leave us too young. The way we'll follow. Can you light it up? Can you light it up good? Can you light it up? Can you light it up good? Now the fight is done, and I know you'd tell a tale if you could. Can you light it up? 'Cause only the young die good. Can you light it up? Can you light it up good?
Oh, that was so beautiful.
That's a beautiful song. I think I've heard you do that one. When might I have heard you do that one, Polly?
I don't know. It's on this album that I've been releasing really secretly, like a song a month.
I've heard it too.
Yeah, I've heard
that
it.
chorus.
It's great.
And my cousin, my niece, Lily, she's now 14, but when she was 13, she sang the backing vocals on the recording. And holy moly, the girl can go so high. It's like literally bats would have been just swerving. Like, it's amazing.
Wow.
So I think she might be a bit of a firecracker, that one. We'll have to keep a watch out for Lily. I think she might be following her auntie into the business.
Oh, don't say that. I have a niece that is
I met your niece at the Green Notes.
Charlotte.
On those little sofas by the.
She's got an amazing voice. So
Yeah.
we're all trying to bully her into it too.
I have no relatives who sing or play.
Wow.
I'm a total anomaly. My dad is tone deaf. My mom can only carry a tune in synagogue.
You must be
I
like
don't
some
know.
genetic throwback. You're like
Well,
the equivalent of a ginger.
The lore is that my grandfather played piano by ear, and you can picture my crazy parents just by me, recounting this anecdote. Every time my dad says that, "Oh, honey, you get it from my father," and my mother says, "That's ridiculous. You're making that up." So, who knows what the truth is? But it seems like a logical explanation.
It's kind of interesting. I don't know if anybody saw, there was a Who Do You Think You Are? American one with Liv Tyler.
I love that show.
Yeah, and her dad is obviously Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. She went back and both sides of her family had drummers, musicians. And her dad, Steven Tyler, was a drummer before he was a singer. And she was loving that she said, I had no idea. We had no idea that we had so many drummers in the family.
Explains everything, doesn't it?
You should do that program, Rachel, and find out where all the
You're
music's
right.
coming from. Yeah.
I should. We have time now.
Sure.
It's true.
So this is a song that I wrote under lockdown. It was the first song that I wrote when I was just kind of like, what is this? What does this all mean in the spiritual sense? And I was trying to make some sense of just the idea of people being afraid of each other, literally, and how this also could be a silver lining, how we could come to appreciate and cherish each other all the more, and hopefully on a global level also appreciate and love the earth more. So this is called Revelation Ground. In the hall of my darkness, in the lull of my light, in the shroud of my solace, I hear fight, fight, fight. In the sound of my breathing, there's a soft singing bowl. In the grasp of my grieving, I hear grow, grow, grow. There's a time for reflection. There's a time for pain. There's a time for letting go. There's a time to let the rain fall down on the revelation ground, on the revelation ground. In the scene on the movie screen, there's a message of hope. It's a season for listening through time's stethoscope. In the scene on the Instagram, there's a message of love. It's a season for reveling in the quiet cooling down. There's a time for reflection. There's a time for pain. There's a time for letting go. There's a time to let the rain
time to let the rain fall down on the revelation ground, on the revelation. In the hall of my darkness, in the love of my light, in the shroud of my solace, I hear fight, fight, fight.
Woo! I love that.
Thank you.
So you just wrote that, yeah?
Yeah, it's a new one. Still figuring out completely what it means.
Don't ever have to.
Yeah, that's it.
It certainly doesn't mean I'm good at gardening.
I think also the meanings of things change over time. Like, I would think I'd know what a song means. Like that first song I played tonight, She Moves, I kind of have a handle on what I thought it was about 20 years ago. Or 15 years ago, whenever it was that I wrote it, like 2002 or something. But when I sing it now, it means something completely different. It shifts around so much.
Yeah, I think songs that reveal themselves strangely over the years.
I count on that phenomenon to keep me sane, because I wouldn't want to think about the same exact things that I wrote these songs about.
Yeah.
Go crazy.
I mean, people develop anyway. I was thinking about the song we wrote together, Polly, and how it's funny how they can mean what you were talking about in the song was very specific, and where I came from was just other bit of a song I had, but yet they work together. So it's a kind of a funny thing with songs.
And it's turned into its own thing.
Yeah, and it turns into its own thing. So coming from two completely different sort of places, and then it still becomes something else. So I think songs do. They can evolve in their own way.
Yeah, and sort of take on a life of their own, and let alone what they start meaning for other people.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, it means they're alive, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They got a heartbeat if they go off and live and mean something for other people. And
I can't wait to hear the song that you two did together.
Yeah, well, it's a shame we can't do it.
I know, we thought, is there a way?
Weird.
Yeah.
It's called Boards at the Window.
Yeah.
And we went on a wonderful songwriting retreat together, and we ended up in, do you remember this cold room?
Yes, I do.
It's like we were in this chapel, basically, with a grand piano. And it was freezing, but it was amazing, because the acoustics were just wild.
It was amazing. And Polly, honestly, Polly, you write so many words. It's like you're this word machine. It's incredible. And I know that because you've done that whole
Like
Angela Carter
diarrhea.
thing. No, it's really true. And in the morning, we were working in the morning. We wrote that song in the morning. And another, which, you know, by lunchtime, I had to go and have a little lie down because I was exhausted.
I had to have a little cry.
Peter... Well, I had Peter from Peter, Bjorn and John came, and he was like full of beans too, and you guys carried on. I thought, God, you know, I don't have it. I'm just going to go to bed now.
Yeah, but it was interesting when he arrived, like there was actually too much. The frequencies went too wild.
It was
and so
mad,
we couldn't really do
I
anything.
had to go to bed.
Yeah,
that was what I had to.
There was too much Labrador. And not enough cat.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
you're
so
on.
funny when everybody disappears again. This is a new song, and it's when I talked earlier about writing songs about people. Sometimes you can protect the innocent and or the guilty. But this song's called Corsica, so I can't protect anybody because. Corsica is very specific, but it's a beautiful, beautiful place. So they'll know who they are because it's called Corsica. But anyway, this is new. This hasn't been released yet, so. Breathe into me. Come closer, much closer. How do you feel when I smile? revealed in bridges and blue eyes. How do you feel when I smile? I see you once more, certain you find my door, and I feel you move in me now. But do you think that I should run? Am I too pale for the Corsican sun? And do you think I should beware? Do you think I should give up the Corsican air? You hold me all night like I am your treasure. You hold me so tight I can't breathe or leave. But this place where I'm right yields nothing in springtime. So let me be wrong, but believe that I see you and I in visions of desire, and I feel, yeah, I feel you moving me now. But if I could, I would be wild, give the wheel to my inner child. Let her tear your world apart till she's finished with your heart. 'Cause she thinks that I should run, that I'm too pale for the Corsican sun, and she knows I'll never share. Yes, she thinks I should give up the Corsican air, the Corsican air, the Corsican air. Breathe into me, come closer, much closer. Come closer, much closer.
Woo!
Gorgeous.
Thank you. Yeah, lots of some bells.
I'm not too pale for the Corsican air.
Ah.
I long for 35 degrees and olive oil and a piece of tinfoil. It's all I want. Come on, English summer, for fuck's sake.
I know, it's
I'm so fed up with it.
I'm translating to Fahrenheit.
Yes, I want 95 degrees-ish. No.
You do? Well, let me
90,
tell you.
90
I've got it every day with no air conditioning in this apartment, and it's not all it's cracked up to be.
Gimme. As long as I've got a pool and I'm on holiday, it's fine.
I know, it would be nice, wouldn't it?
I love that rhythm on the guitar. It's really beautiful.
Actually, I started playing the first song again because it's in the same tuning, and it's like Pavlovian dog syndrome, where the minute I'm in that tune and I just play that song, it's kind of so deeply ingrained.
Those are the moments we miss our bandmates, right? I'm sure we've all done that. Started to play the same song, and then you look left to your your violinist or your cellist, and you're like,
oh God,
we already did this. And then you make a joke, and it all works out.
Oh man, gigs.
I know. know, and then after the gig, when you hang out and have a glass of wine together, that's the worst thing. I did a little Patreon thing the first time I'd ever done it a couple of weeks ago, and the first thing I had to do was get on the phone to my sister and have a drink of little glass of wine, because it just felt so wrong to come off stage,
it's weird, isn't
in
it?
any capacity and not just be hanging out, you know.
I should have brought you guys virtual snacks. You're gonna crack up. Literally, in the last song, I had my phone off, and for some reason, it still was vibrating. I'm like, what is going on? And I quickly glanced down. They're like, we're here delivering your groceries 2 hours early. Can we leave them on your steps? No joke. And I texted back, I'm like, I'm not home till 5. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh my
It's too difficult to explain I'm doing a live stream to England, to the, you know, but I'm so grateful for the delivery at all that, of course,
Damn it.
you know.
That's sod's law, isn't it?
I ended with a smiley face.
Yeah, will you get your stuff? Will you get your snacks later?
They could have done a Zoom crash. They could have like crashed into the back of your set.
We should have like a post-gig snack party.
Okay. When all the cameras are off. Yeah, it's a date. Oh shit, here we go. Okay, right. So I'm in covers land now. And I was a bit pathetic. So I did a Patreon thing as well on Sunday for my lovely Patreons. I have a very selective group of wonderful people who I do a gig for once a month because they're my patrons. And it was the gig on Sunday, and I did it because I'd been getting quite a few covers requests. I thought, I'm going to bunch this all into a gig, and we're going to do a night of covers. So I played 5 different covers, and I really didn't know which one. I loved all of them, and I'd worked them all out, and they were all hot, you know, on my fingers. So I couldn't decide which ones to do. So I did I totally bailed on all responsibility, and I did a Twitter poll. I'm so cheap. Anyway, so the public, all 41 of them, have decided that I should play Joni Mitchell's Both Sides now. So that's what I'm going to play. We've had Rachel's cover, Astrid, I hope by some weird fluke that you weren't planning to play the same thing. We should have conferred, really, shouldn't we? It's a bit like going to a wedding in the same frock. Okay. So yeah, my last song. It's been lovely doing this. Thank you, Green Note, for organising these. It's a great way to stay in touch with you while this hideous thing continues. But I hope you feel the love from everybody tonight and for all the gigs that come in the future. You've got Maz O'Connor next time. She is fabulous. She put out one of her records on my label, and I'm a big fan of hers. So yeah, next Wednesday, tune in for Maz. She's wonderful. Anyway, here's a bit of Joni. So let me butcher this. I must say that basically all my songwriting are the love children of Joni Mitchell and Nick Drake. So to be able to play her song is a great honour, and I hope you enjoy it.
Rows and flows of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feather canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in my way. I've looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow these cloud illusions I recall. I really don't know clouds at all. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, the dizzy dancing way you feel as every fairy tale comes real. I've looked at love that way. But now it's just another show. They keep 'em laughing when you go. And if you care, don't let them know. Don't give yourself away. I've looked at love from both sides now, from give and take, and still somehow it's love's illusions I recall. I really don't know love at all. Tears and fears and feeling proud to say I love you right out loud, and dreams and schemes and circus crowds. I've looked at life that way. But now old friends are acting strange. They shake their heads, they say I've changed. And something's lost, but something's gained in living every day. I've looked at life from both sides now, from win and lose, and still somehow these life's illusions I recall. I really don't know life. I've looked at life from both sides now, from up and down, but still somehow it's life's illusions I recall. I really don't know life at all.
That was incredible. Oh my goodness.
Great,
Wow,
gosh.
it's an amazing song, isn't it?
Do you have to go and look for the tunings for that, Polly?
Say again?
Did you have to go and find the tunings? Or
You've
is it
got
in
your own tuning going on there,
Yeah.
don't you?
I'm sure it's the one. It's
Yeah,
it's-
sounds like the
I think
one
I
to
nicked
me.
it off of her originally. And
Yeah.
I've basically written all my songs, not all of them, but quite a lot of them. I've used it for other songs, so it's in my DNA now, so it's fine.
You know, I voted for your song. I voted for Rod Stewart.
Oh, did you?
Was Rod Stewart in it? I voted for Rod Stewart.
I love that. I love that song. It was.
I know.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it, yeah.
Oh.
And I thought, oh, everybody's going for Joni. I'm going to go for Rod.
Well,
And I went for Yiddish.
You went for Yiddish again. Fantastic.
Does that really count? Like, was that my cover, or do I need to do another cover that people know? You guys can tell me.
I think you should do whatever you want.
Do what you want.
Okay, all right. I will tell you, Polly, that I used to tour a lot with Judy Collins. So I heard her do that song.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Every single night, of course. And it's so beautiful, and I feel like I learned so much just by watching her every night. And I have her version more in my head than Joni's, really. I know that's probably blasphemous to you.
No. No, but that's a great song, isn't it? It can travel and
it's such a
do what
good
it's going to do.
song.
It can hold.
My dad somehow missed the 60s and 70s completely. I don't know how this happened.
Where was he?
So, like, musically speaking.
Yeah, no,
So
where
he
was
thought
he?
Judy wrote the song. I was like, not so much.
Right.
He was like, this is a terrific song Judy wrote.
Well, at least he knew it was a terrific song, so that's a good start, right?
Yeah. Well, I think everyone expects me to play the piano because I put the damn thing in front of me and it's taking up half the screen. And I'm naturally belligerent, so I'm going to play guitar instead. This is a song that I wrote in college. And I really don't remember exactly who I wrote it about, but it certainly seems to capture my early relationship angst at large. It's about the ways that we hide our truths from one another for whatever reasons, and the regret that we have about that even as we're doing it. This is called Cave. And it requires a capo. So there we go. I am sitting here in silence, like a stone inside a pool of a running water falling down a twisting, aching, straining stream, inside a cave, inside a mountain, inside me, inside of you. Here I am, of icy glacial bits and pieces broken through the very center of my holiness, like pennies thrown into some ancient fountain, turning surfaces to wishes in a stream, inside a cave, inside a mountain, inside me, inside of you. Sometimes I almost want to die when I say so many lies. Why do you make me want to be that way? It's almost obscene the way I don't say what I mean, even though I try to, but I can't be anything but distant. It's all been wonderfully marvelous to feel you're as near as I have ever come to being one with anyone for real. It's all been wonderfully marvelous to touch. I'm as close as I have ever come to wanting anybody way too much, or not enough too easily to be loved too much, or not enough. I am sitting naked in a public place, inside my facing you is all I do to keep from telling you the truth is in my way. It's still your way of killing me, is to throw me in a stream, inside a cave, inside a mountain, inside me, inside of you. Sometimes I almost want to die when I say so many lies. Why do you make me want to be that way? It's almost obscene the way I don't say what I mean, even though I try to, but I can't be anything but distant. It's all been wonderfully marvelous to feel you're as near as I have ever come to being one with anyone for real. It's all been wonderfully marvelous to touch. I'm as close as I have ever come to wanting anybody way too much, or not enough too easily to be loved too much, or not enough too much, or not enough too easily to be loved too much, or not enough. Inside me, inside of you. 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 Thank you.
Who wrote that?
Flamenco Jewishy vibe there.
Is it traditional or a traditional song?
That's what it was.
From the top
you
of
wrote
my
that?
17-year-old head.
Oh. Of course, you did your cover earlier. Of course you did.
Say that again?
You did the cover earlier, I think.
Yes, yes.
That's
No, that was
beautiful.
It was amazing. That whole thing of being inside something else, inside something else, inside something else is such a... Oh, reminds me of that painting. Who's the guy with all the staircases upside down? And
Escher. Is it Escher?
Yeah, exactly.
I love Escher.
Yeah.
Love
That's
that.
the song equivalent.
Yeah.
Worlds collide.
Beautiful.
There's your artwork.
That's so funny. I used to have an Escher poster up in my dorm room, probably the year I wrote that.
There we go.
Polly.
Yeah. Polly's the cleverest person I know, I think.
Oh, shut up.
No, yeah. Not the cleverest.
She is a clever girl.
Her cousin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, my cousin.
No. You know, I didn't, I was sort of doing this all afternoon, and I forgot that the sun does go down. So my room is just getting darker and darker.
Super vibey. I feel like I should dim my lights, but I can't.
Yeah, so it's all getting really dark down here, which is good.
Ambient.
Really, considering the cover I'm going to do, which is called "You Want It Darker." So there we go. It's getting darker and darker in my room. I actually did a benefit with Kath Williams and lots of great singer-songwriters for Leonard Cohen up at JW3 in London, and then again in Hull. And I didn't actually do a Leonard Cohen cover, but I did a Joni Mitchell cover. But I've been asked to do a Leonard Cohen cover for something else, and I'd been working on it. And so I decided tonight would be the night I would be brave and give it a shot. So this song, You Want It Darker, was on his last album. I believe it's actually, might well be written by him and the producer, but it's a beautiful, beautiful song. And, you know, this is the first time I've played it. And thank you, Green Note. Thank you for having us, and Polly and Rachel. How lovely. It's been such a lot of fun to do this tonight. You are the dealer, I'm out of the game. You are the healer, I'm broken and I'm lame. Thine is the glory, mine must be the shame. You want it darker, we kill the flame. Magnified, sanctified be thy holy name. Vilified, crucified in the human frame. A million candles burning for the help that never came. You want it darker. Hineni, hineni, I'm ready, my Lord. There's a lover in the story, but the story's still the same. There's a lullaby for suffering and a paradox to blame. It is written in the scriptures, it's not some idle claim. You want it darker, we kill the flame. Lining up the prisoners and the guards are taking aim. I had some middle class trauma, it was tame. I didn't know I had permission to murder and to maim. You want it darker. Hineni, 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 I'm ready, my magnified, sanctified be thy holy name. Crucified, vilified in the human frame. A million candles burning for the love that never came. You want it darker, we kill the flame. You are the dealer, let me out of the game. You are the healer, I'm broken and I'm lame. If thine is glory, mine must be the shame. You want it darker. Hineni, 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 hineni. I'm ready, my Lord. I'm ready, my Lord. I'm ready.
Astrid, that was so incredible.
That's my little bit of Yiddish tonight. Hineni,
It is
hineni.
Hineni.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, that was one of the most important records that I was listening to while I was going through my cancer treatment, actually.
Oh, it's an incredible
And I know
album.
that seems odd that I would want to kind of go to that dark,
I don't
cathartic
think so.
place, but there's just something about Leonard Cohen and catharsis, and I've always been a huge fan, and I gotta love Acclaimed there. The mascara's
it's
running.
really, it's so powerful. It's a really powerful song.
Incredible song.
And I've been really loving playing it because it's just.
It's
I don't
perfect
know,
for
it's-
you, too.
It's incredibly powerful to sing, and it's very the original is really. It's got harmony in it, but you kind of have to pull it out a bit. So it's been a really lovely thing to do, to work on. But
Your arrangement and the higher notes that you hit. I'm sure he would have loved to have hit them too, but beautiful.
I'll just
Thank you.
get better at doing it because it's a bit of a like, oh.
I haven't gotten in a proper thank you so much to the Green Note.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, like both of you, I have so many incredible memories of playing virtually all my UK CD official release shows have been at the Green Note, and in the upstairs and the downstairs, and my very last one this past year behind my recent album. So always thinking about the Green Note, and was so delighted and honored to be asked to do this, especially with such luminary, incredible artists as yourself. So may we do this to, as Leonard Cohen would say, Baruch Hashem, next year in person together at the Green Note.
That's a
Baruch
great
Hashem,
idea.
Baruch Hashem. I'm going to remember that. Yes, thank you, Rachel. It'd be lovely to meet you in person.
So great to meet you.
After
I'm a fan.
this.
I'm fangirling. I'm going to just go check out all your records after this.
Yeah, do it. They're amazing.
Yeah.
Yay.
That's lovely.
Oh, thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
That's amazing. I think there's
Thank
going to
you.
I think there's going to be a lot of triple headers going on sort of as we start to open. The number of sort of let's do this in person gigs that we've that everybody seems to want to do now.
Awesome.
Brilliant. For those of you out there who are listening, I would just like to point out that no matter what Polly says, we don't encourage customers to lick each other. We especially post-COVID, certainly
That's
we
not the
do
experience
refrain.
I've had there.
I thought that was
Well,
a Britishism for something. I was like, what?
Well, I certainly, on behalf of the staff, we don't lick the customers. I definitely. You're obviously there on a much more interesting evening than I've ever worked there. You're bringing your own party, I reckon.
It's probably wishful thinking.
Yeah, I don't know. It happens every now and again, and it leads to things. I won't go into a couple of stories where it's really involved a couple of buckets of cold water. But anyway, I digress. Let's move on. So thank you, everybody, for playing. Thank you, everybody, for coming and listening and watching. As Imi and Risa said at the start, or sorry, not the start, in the middle of the show, at interval time, we are not ticketing any of the shows. Everything is on a donation basis. So if you are able to and willing to donate to the show, that would be absolutely fantastic. Obviously, it's a tough time for artists. It's a tough time for everybody, but artists, musicians, we can't go out, play, do what we do, and we were the first to shut down, and we'll be probably the last to be able to get back into what we do. So that would be fantastic. Obviously, if you can support the 3D venue through the crowdfunder, that would be amazing as well. So
3D.
yes, I know 3D is great, isn't it? Like Jamie Harris came up with that phrase. Like I have to keep giving a shout out to her because it's not mine. It's hers. It's a brilliant way of putting it. Yeah. Obviously, the other way you can help support artists is through buying stuff off them. So I know we have some new albums. I know that people are streaming and all that sort of thing. So let's do a quick buy the merch table chat and just find out what everybody's up to, and allow Polly, Rachel and Astrid just to point you in the direction of what they're doing, especially if you've never come across their music before, if you're here to watch somebody particularly. So, Polly, what's going on? I know you've been busy on the Patreon front. I know that for sure.
Yes. So, well, all my past albums are available on Bandcamp or through the label website, which is Ollie Records. It was formerly called One Little Indian, but they've actually just changed their name to One Little Independent Records. And Astrid's got records with them too. So they have some of my albums, but I also sell them through Bandcamp. My latest album, I've got 2 on the go at the moment. One is a serial album. It's a song a month over 2 years, and I'm about 18 months of the way through. And the only way to get that is to become a Patreon member. It's about £3.50 a month, and I do lots of videos and gigs and all sorts of exciting things, and you get a song a month, so it's quite a good deal, actually. It's a bit like a cup of coffee a month for that, so it'd be wonderful if anyone wants to sign up to Patreon. And then next year, I'm formally releasing a folk album, which is all about the songs that inspired a novelist called Angela Carter. I've been doing my PhD and I'm just about to hand it in. Yeah! And this is the music that is like a musical expression of what I've been researching in my PhD. So it's all about her and the folk songs that she used to sing in the 60s, these really dark, old, traditional English folk songs. So yeah, so those are the things I'm working on. So Bandcamp or Patreon would be your best bet.
Excellent. Rachel, what about yourself?
Yes. Well, I actually released my album just as this all was happening. Smart of me, right? But it was already all in the works, and there it is. It's called Character, and I recorded it last year while I was recovering from my illness, and it's a very hopeful, triumphant album, and I like to hope that it will give people strength during this time. Every song seems to have a completely unintended resonance now, and it's basically an examination of one's character and of the character of others, and that kind of extends from the personal to the political. How could I resist? And we also have it on vinyl, and you may have gathered from my background here, I'm a pretty artsy, craftsy kind of a gal. So everything is multimedia for me. And that is the cover. And then inside, I can actually show you, there are masks. And they pop out.
So beautiful.
And then the back, you can also color in yourself. And they come with elastic. And you can wear them.
I want one.
And I had no freaking idea that the whole like mask symbolism was going to even be a thing. I was just sadly on the pulse, thinking about character from a more performative, theatrical perspective. So that's my latest project.
How can you get hold of them, Rachel? Where's the best website?
Everything is available at my record label, empressrecords.com. I'm going to break this, so I'll do it later. Or my website, rachelsage.com. So.
Excellent. Thank you, Rachel. Brilliant. Wow. Yeah, I tell you what, if artists included a face mask with every album sale, I tell you, you'd be fortune. Anyway.
Sadly
Astrid.
Psychic.
Yes, I know. What about yourself, Astrid?
Well, I same as Rachel this year. I was planning to release a new album in September. I think I'm going to continue going ahead with digital stuff. We were going to have a show at the Green Note. I believe it was meant to be the 22nd of September or something, but I have a feeling that's probably not going to happen, unfortunately. But yeah, I finished a new album, first new album in, 5 years for me, which is a long time, but that's ready to go, and I'm looking forward to doing that. I'm so excited, all the artwork's finished, and I'd love to show you something which is not quite there yet. Although I did play Corsica, which is on that album.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, I might start, I also just started doing the Patreon thing because, partially because it's really difficult, you know, if you're an artist and your living comes from playing live and stuff, and you know, you have to try and do your best. So I do a gig for my Patreons every month, and lots of kind of stuff that nobody else gets. There's an album I recorded. I hired a venue in Waterloo. Sorry, Green Note, I should have come to you. But they had a huge, big grand piano at the 1901 Arts Club, and that album, I never released it. And I was just sitting on it, and that's available through my Patreon, just the Patreons. So that's kind of nice to be able to have special stuff, you know, to make it a really special community. So I've been loving that, and I really, really like it. It's, you know, it's a different vibe. It's nice to do that, and yeah, and I'm just getting ready to get the music out into the world. I was gonna announce the album title, but I think I'm gonna wait.
Chicken.
Although I have a feeling I've told so many friends who are musicians that it's probably out there anyway. But yes, it's coming. It's coming soon. September, I think there'll be a single.
Very
Brilliant.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent.
Thank you.
Okie dokie. Well, I think we're pretty much at the end now. That's
Thank
fantastic.
you, Nick. You're amazing.
No problems. Thank you. I'll well, yeah, that's great. I'll just make sure I'll play that bit back to the wife later on.
And thanks for sorting out all the techie stuff earlier.
Oh no,
it seemed to be all right.
Yeah, it seemed to be all right. I can't take all the credit on that. I have one of my Green Note colleagues behind the scenes, Ali, this evening is there
Thank you also,
doing
Ali.
stuff.
Thank you,
so
Ali.
thanks to Ali, who's floating around, making me look good. So yes, we are here every Wednesday and every Friday at 8 p.m. UK time. So we will be back with you next week. I've completely forgotten who is playing on Wednesday. Sorry about that, but we will stick it. Maz O'Connor, yes,
Yeah.
definitely. There will be a poster up in a minute, and we'll be able to tell you. Oh, Gilmore and Roberts, somebody's typing madly in the backstage chat, and Magic Lantern. Thank you very much, whoever's typing away like a fiend. So yeah, absolutely, an absolutely beautiful evening. Thank you to everybody who has been in the stream and has been watching, and. Actually, the 15th, I don't think I will be here. I talked last week about possibly not being here, having a night off. I think you are, for those of you who are real regulars to Green Note, will know my colleague Oscar, whose face appears in that video at the start of the show. Oscar is going to be breaking his hosting cherry and looking after all of that, I believe. I've got the night off, which will be wonderful. So a proper thank you out. Thank to everybody who's been with me over the last 26, 27 weeks. I will be back on Friday. Thank you so much to Polly, Rachel and Astrid. And all we have to say now is good night. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much.
Good night.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for listening.